So guys, this analyst has come out to say that Wike strategically picked Fubara as his godson because he understands Fubara's weakness or even his weaknesses. Just listen to this yourself.
Position. He doesn't have much of a political base. He didn't even campaign. He has never been a politician. He was all through his life as a career public servant. He doesn't have that political maneuver, that skill, which a personality like Governor Nyesom Wike, former Governor Nyesom Wike, now Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, has. And that's he was handpicked, probably in the mind of Wike that he's such a weakling and he doesn't have much to support him when it comes to a period of crisis, apart from the ethnic jingoisms that have associated the crisis between Wike and Sim Fubara. And Sim Fubara has not been able to muster any political strength. So he couldn't have in any way withstood either Wike or the president.
So this is coming after Fubara's Christmas address, where he told Nigerians that he's going to stick with the Tinubu's deal that he brokered between him and Wike. He said he's going to stick to that deal. He's going to implement it, that there is no price too much for him to pay it to ensure peace reigns in his state.
By this singular effort, our dear president has demonstrated that he loved Rivers State and cherished nothing short of a reign of perfect peace in our states with his presidential peace proclamation on the 18th of December 2023. Mr. President Peace Proclamation has naturally elicited mixed reaction from our people and across the country. As a principal participant in the entire saga, I have taken some time to study the terms therein and have come to the conclusion that the peace pact is not as bad as it might be portrayed by those genuinely opposed to it. It is certainly not a death sentence. It affords some way towards a lasting peace and stability in our dear states. Accordingly, I reaffirm my acceptance of the Presidential Peace Proclamation and my commitment to implementing both the spirit and the letter of the declaration in such a way and manner that will restore political stability to our dear state without compromising the collective interests of our people and our cherished and shared democratic value. Already, both parties have demonstrated some goodwill in the implementation process with the withdrawal of the purported impeachment notice on their part and the release of hitherto withheld allowances of the members of the State's House of Assembly by the government. I have said before, there is no price too much to pay for peace. And with the realization that the worst peace is better than the best war, we will strive to make peace with all segments and interest groups without surrendering our freedom or jeopardizing the interests and well-being of the good people of Rivers State, who graciously entrusted us with their cherished mandate.
So this analyst is saying that Wike understands Fubara's weaknesses, and also Fubara does not have any political structure for him to fight Wike. Fubara is still new in politics, and for him to gather the muscle to start fighting Wike was a very big mistake on his part. Nigerians, should we agree to what this analyst is saying? Does it mean that if someone does not have political background, the person shouldn't be allowed to govern the state the way he wants, since the people of Rivers State voted for him? Let me allow you to listen to the take of this analyst.
He could have simply, without even allowing the crisis to snowball into a major conflict, by declaring a state of emergency and then having the governor suspended for a period of 6 months, subject to the approval of the National Assembly. All of those the president could have done, but he didn't do that. And so Governor Sim Fubara saw the handwriting on the wall, that the president, knowing that Governor Nyesom Wike, former Governor Nyesom Wike, now minister, is in favor and is actually an ally of the ruling All Progressive Congress, together with the consideration that the 27 members of the House of Assembly have also defected to the All Progressive Congress, it was clear the president had taken sides. Nevertheless, he was so statesmanly enough to give Governor Fubara some measure of fair hearing, an opportunity for the governor to railroad himself back into compliance with his directive, or else he could have moved the big stick against him.
So guys, it means that the constitution allows Tinubu to have declared a state of emergency in the state, and that could lead to the suspension of the governor, meaning that possibly this was what Fubara was worried about. This was what was really looking scary to him, and that led him to accept that deal, which so many people have termed to be very bad for him as the governor and also for the state. You can imagine him on the side of the PDP working with lawmakers who are on the opposition. I mean, 27 of them out of the 32 from the states. Honestly, this is looking very scary. And in addition to this, Wike sees Fubara as a puppet. You know, Fubara does not have any political structure. He doesn't have any strength politically to withstand Wike. Listen to what this analyst just said.
Like I said, he doesn't have many options, and he couldn't. He's such. I have maintained that he is such in a weak position. He doesn't have much of a political base. He didn't even campaign. He has never been a politician. He was all through his life as a career public servant. He doesn't have that political maneuver, that skill, which a personality like Governor Nyesom Wike, former Governor Nyesom Wike, now Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, has. And that's he was handpicked, probably in the mind of Wike, that he's such a weakling and he doesn't have much to support him when it comes to a period of crisis, apart from the ethnic jingoisms that have associated the crisis between Wike and Fubara. And Fubara has not been able to muster any political strength, so he couldn't have in any way withstood either Wike or the president. But again, he has expressed words now, words on marble, when he says that the worst peace is actually better than the best. I mean, the worst of peace is better than the best of war. That's a very brilliant and exceptional proclamation to make at this time. Nevertheless, we get signals that the 27 members of the All Progressive Congress, I mean of the House of Assembly of the River State, that have now defected to All Progressive Congress, are not intended to move back to the PDP. But that's a bit not much of a problem. I looked at the wordings of the directives that the president gave to Governor Fubara. There was a portion where many of those directives will be saying shall, the governor shall, the governor shall. There was a particular one where the word should was used, and it has to do with this issue of should, you know, so it gives some leverage, some opportunity for some discretion to be used there, that it may not be fundamental to the peace pact that they have entered, even if they choose not to go back to the PDP. But what I find very, very interesting is a situation where those commissioners who have resigned will now have them be represented to the House of Assembly for screening again, and then to be reassigned their positions, their former positions. I find that quite ridiculous. How would you expect a governor, knowingly, having commissioners that are appointed that, I mean, outside his constitutional powers, knowing that he did not exercise his discretion, commissioners are imposed on him by a third party, or rather a second party like Governor Nyesom Wike. I mean, it's actually a coup against the Rivers people. Nevertheless, we have Governor Fubara declaring that he will comply to that. In that case, what it means is that Governor Fubara is clearly afraid of the president and afraid of a particular consequence that may befall him if he does not comply.
So guys, it is clear that what we have in Nigeria is transactional kind of leadership. That is just it. You can see what is happening here, that Fubara does not even have a say of his own. Honestly, Wike controls everything. So even those who presented their resignation letters, Fubara is being mandated to receive them back into their positions as if Fubara is just a puppet. That is just what it means now. You know, Fubara is under compulsion to do the will of Tinubu and that of Wike. So from the look of things, Fubara might just end up joining the APC. That is my own take, because there is no way he can work with these people, all of them from the APC. He will work with them seamlessly. It's not going to happen. And so when he meets these tough days ahead, he will have no other option than just to yield and join the APC for peace to reign. So I think that is just the only option left for him. But let me allow you listen to what the analyst said further.
At this time, Rivers people may just have to heed heed their governor and realize that he is such a difficult position. He's in a quandary, and that he might have to sail through these troubled times. And that's what the governor should have done before now. He should have waited out the days of weakness until the point where he has gathered enough strength, where he has built a political machinery like his predecessor, before ever challenging him or ever daring, like the current president, challenging the former president Obasanjo. When I'm talking about President Tinubu, when he was governor of Lagos State, who stood his ground because he had Lagos family in his control. But here is the governor, Sim Fubara, who does not in any way control the political structures of Rivers State. It was imposed. He didn't even campaign. Form was bought for him. And then within 6 months, he was challenging the very person, his very political benefactor, Yeson Wike. Obviously, he was headed for doomsday. And I'm sure that he has received a better advice now and is probably on course to having peace for Rivers people. But this, I can tell you, the Rivers people at this time have a very somewhat a feeling of defeat, a feeling of fallenness, and helplessness. But I think that this is a democracy, and the governor remains the governor, and he is the leader of the state at this time, and that's the direction he has chosen to take. And then it's important that every institution, structure, and personality and authority in Rivers State align behind the governor at this time.
So guys, we can see that Fubara has been defeated, and honestly, from the look of things, he has no option than to do what Tinubu told him to do. And so guys, you can see that Fubara does not have any other option than to stick to the agreement that they made with Tinubu and Wike when they met at the villa. As in, he doesn't have any option. And if you had listened very well to this analyst, he made something very clear that in that agreement, most occasion, Fubara was being mandated as an under compulsion, because he said it was stated that he shall, and we all know what shall means. Shall is like you must, and that is justice. So Fubara does not have any other option if not to stick with that path that they entered at the villa. So let's just keep watching how all this is going to play out. He has come out to say he's ready to obey, he's ready to follow the agreement, to stick to it, and also to make sure that peace reigns in his state. So for me, I think Fubara has crossed over to the APC. It's just a matter of days, because there is no way he can be a governor on the opposition. I mean, on the other side, while he has so many of his commissioners and so many of the lawmakers on the other side of the APC, it's not going to work. As in, it will even help the states. It will make governance to be very difficult. I mean, and the people are going to suffer for it. So for things to be resolved, and if they really want government to be government indeed, I think Fubara will have to join the APC so that he can easily work together with these lawmakers and the commissioners that Wike imposed on him. So that is just it about Nigeria. We just look forward to a better Nigeria, and that is why we keep saying people like Peter Obi should come into leadership and reform these our institutions. These are institutions starting from INEC, the judiciary, and all that, stopping all this godfatherism that they impose on people, and they want to control the state for years. That's what we saw Tinubu did in Lagos. Even till today, he still remains the chief controller of Lagos State. You can imagine, he dictates what happened. He dictates who becomes the next governor and who becomes who in Lagos State. That is Tinubu's position, and that is what Wike just want to do in Rivers State. We can already see it happening. He appointed them, he bought forms from them, he campaigned went on their behalf, and possibly the agreement was you must do whatever I say. That is it for you guys. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and subscribe for more updates. Thank you.